Hey guys, this is Jared Pelly with NST Sports Performance, and today we're going to go over how to barbell bench press. I almost said squat. So we're going to go over to barbell bench press today. Great movement to develop the chest, the anterior deltoid, the triceps. It is the prime pressing movement that you can utilize for developing just any type of pushing motion. So if you were to choose one exercise to maximize your ability to push or have power in your upper body, it's definitely going to be the barbell bench press. So let's go over a few of the things. First thing we're going to do with the barbell bench press is just make sure we get everything set up right. So with our bench, if you have a loose bench, you want to have your head, you want to have it to where the head is roughly right past the bar to where you have a full head. You want to make sure the bench is completely straight. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but you'd be amazed how many athletes we have come in our facility or other places and have a crooked bench. So we got to make sure everything's nice and straight. After you've done that, if you have safety bars or safety racks, set those up as well, because safety is always the #1 priority. You know, if we get injured in the weight room and we're developing athletes, we're completely decreasing what our goal was, which was to come in, get stronger, get more powerful, and transfer it to athleticism. If we come in here and get injured, then we completely defeated our purpose. So, with the bench press, the first step is to get your eyes lined up under the bar, and make sure that bar is at the end of the J hooks. Okay? You have your grip on the bar, that's called knurling. What we're going to do, after our eyes are under the bar, we're going thumb, and then we're going to wrap the bar. Okay? After we wrap the bar, we're going to make sure our wrists are locked out straight. You don't want to lift the bar like this. Okay? If you were to punch anyone or try to provide force, would you ever do it with a bent wrist? No. You would do it with a straight wrist because you're going to put more power into the person. Not saying doing fighting, but just in general, if we're trying to apply force, or if we're going to go upward and drive something, we'd never do it like this. We'd do it with a locked out wrist. Okay? So again, eyes under the bar. End of the J hooks. Thumb, thumb. Wrap the bar as hard as you possibly can. Now here's a vital tip. You want to try to bend the bar. Watch my elbows when I bend the bar. I want to bend the bar. And the reason why I want to bend the bar is because too many athletes bench with their elbows flared, which in turn puts a ton of stress when your elbows flared on that shoulder joint. Okay, a lot of people get injured bench pressing because they come up towards their neck, their elbows are flared, putting a ton of stress on that anterior deltoid that they're tying to the pec. So we're going to make sure when we do this, we're trying to bend the bar, take some stress off the shoulder, apply more stress to the tricep, this is a much more specific position to pressing than this. We don't push anybody like this. We push people with our elbows in and we're driving. So it's more natural, it's going to transfer more to sport. So again, I like to teach, pull the bar down the J hooks, eyes under the bar, thumb, thumb, chest is up, wrap the thumb, get your grip tight, wrists are straight. I'm going to try to bend the bar. Then and when I say bend the bar, it's like you're trying to bend the bar like this. You're not just bending it down, we're actually trying to bend it like this, just to be more specific. Okay? And then, when we do this, okay, we got our grip, we got our setup, we know how we're bending the bar. Let's talk legs, because we're going to drive with our legs. A lot of people don't know how to utilize their legs when they bench press. If you use your legs, you're probably going to get 10 to 20 more pounds. So when we're utilizing our legs, an easy way to learn this very quickly is put your feet on the bench, drive your hips up. Okay? Then you put your feet on the ground and drive your hips up. Now you don't want to be the athlete that drives their hips up like a rainbow. And an easy way to stop that from happening is to make sure your knee is below your hip. So if I'm lying on the bench, and my knees are higher than my hip, and I go to drive my legs, my butt will come up. And if you're ever to be in a bench press competition, it wouldn't count. And most importantly, you're at a high risk of injury because you're rounding your spine. So a way to stop that is you can put your feet outward, make sure your knees below your hip, and if I were to press with my knees below my hip, I can drive and my butt's not going to come off the ground. Another thing, I can place my feet backwards, making sure my knees below my hip. I can come down and I can drive, and I'm not going to pop my butt up. So starting from the beginning again. We're going to get under the bar, eyes under the bar, pull the bar then the J-hooks, thumb, thumb, grip as hard as you can, try to bend the bar. Big breath before I lift the bar out, utilizing my legs. Releasing the breath once I get it out. Then I'm going to descend. Before I descend, I'm going to get a big breath. Get my core tight. Coming down. Now you know you're in a perfect position when you're down, when your forearms are vertical. If my hands are like this, you notice my forearms are not vertical, which means I'm putting a ton of stress on my triceps, and it's not a very good pressing position. You also don't want to put the bar too far down because you're putting a lot of stress on your shoulder joint. So when we do this, we know we're in the perfect position. When we come down, when that forearm's straight. It's not going to be here because my forearm's not straight. It's not going to be here because my forearm's not straight. It's going to be, for most people, it's going to be around below the bottom of the chest. And then when I come up, I'm going to come up in a C curve. I'm actually going to go, my arms are going to go backwards. So I come down, I'm coming down towards the bottom of my chest. Then when I come up, I'm going back up straight. So the motion of the bar, I'm going to be at this point, and then I'm going to come downward, and then I'm going to come back to this point. That's why it's called a C curve, and it's more natural for your shoulders, and just much easier, much more comfortable. So again, this is the barbell bench press. Just go over one more time. You're probably annoyed at this point, but I just want to make sure I overcoach it rather than undercoach it. The bench is straight. Everything is in place. I got my safety bars up. I get under the bench. My eyes are here. I pull the bar down the J-hook. My eyes are under the bar. Thumb, thumb. Alright, I make sure my chest is up nice and high. I get my back dug in, which we really haven't talked about. You want to press through your back. Alright, one cue that I didn't talk about is a lot of people bench press with a flat back. This is bad because when you bench press with a flat back, one, your range of motion is way longer. Two, alright, you're putting more stress on your shoulder when you're really flat. So a really great bench presser, and I apologize, I forgot to explain this, is you want to get your chest up really high. And a good analogy is bring your chest to the bar, don't bring the bar to the chest. So when you do this, all our steps, bar in the J-hook, eyes under the bar, thumb, thumb, but get your chest up really high, kind of get your back dug into the bench, okay? And then my eyes are under the bar, get my grip, bend the bar, feet are planted to where I can drive into the ground, big breath, I pull the bar out. Notice I bring the bar out, I don't go up, because when I go up, I want that chest up nice and high, but if I go up, I pull my body out of position. And now I got this long bench press motion where I keep everything nice and tight. It's a lot shorter range of motion. It's a lot better power pressing position because a great bench presser pushes through their back. They don't have a flat chest and press through their shoulders. And the last thing we're going to go over is spotting. I'm going to have Blake come over and spot me. And we're going to talk about spotting last thing because safety is always our #1 priority. Without safety, if we get injured, what good are we as an athlete? So, again, I get under the bar then the J-hook, eyes under the bar, thumb, thumb, grab the bar hard, try to bend the bar, get my feet planted. He's going to count to 3. On 3, I'm going to pull the bar out. He's going to pull the bar out with me. So, on you.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, he lets the bar go. He puts both hands under the bar, doesn't touch the bar, but if I need him, he's there for me. I come down. And then if I can't get it, he saves me. Alright, never bench press without a spotter. A good rule, for every 100 pounds you need a spotter. 100 pounds, 1 spotter. 200 pounds, 2 spotters. 300 pounds, 3 spotters. Thanks, guys.